know how you could sell anything to anyone at any point? I'm Jake with the Clicktool Academy, and I'm going to tell you how you can sell this cup, this computer, this table to anybody. Imagine that skill. Imagine just being able to walk through life capable of selling anything. All right, let me tell you real quick. All right, there's 3 simple principles that you need to understand. Number 1, something that is vital that you understand is that you are not selling the product. All right, you're selling the emotional attachment to that product. Let me explain what I mean with the story. Okay, not too long ago, I was in West LA. I want to say like the Westwood, Brentwood area, somewhere around there, if you're familiar with the area. I was at a mall and I walked into a Nordstrom's, and I went to the jacket section, and had no intention of buying anything, was just there to browse, just there to look around, when a salesperson approached me and they said, "Hey, have you looked at this jacket yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't." It was a nice leather jacket, but it had a pretty expensive price tag on it. I'm not going to say how much, but it was quite a bit of money. And out of my typical range of attire. I'm not someone who normally spends a lot of money on clothes. But when he approached me about it, I said, "Oh, cool, yeah." And he was like, "Would you like to try it on?" I humored him. I said, "Sure, why not?" So took the jacket out, put it over me. I put it on, and then I went and looked in the mirror. I was like, "Oh, looks pretty good, but definitely not worth the price." And then he said, "You know what? That jacket is just like the one that James Dean wore in Rebel Without a Cause." And I was like, "Oh, you're right." I'm a huge James Dean fan, which was lucky for him, I guess. But I stumbled upon it and was like, "Wow, you're right. I feel like James Dean in this jacket. I feel cool. I feel like I'm young and hip and have nothing to lose and can hit the open road and enjoy the breeze in my face and feel every emotional feeling that is associated with the image, the fantasy that is James Dean." And lo and behold, I ended up buying the jacket because I was so emotionally drawn in by this salesperson. They were a killer salesperson, and they managed to sell me on the jacket simply off of that emotional attachment that I felt. And if you understand how to utilize that emotional trigger that is associated with your product, you can sell it to anybody. Number 2, you need to find your focus. Okay, what do I mean by that? You can't take on every goal and every responsibility and every dream and every idea you've ever had, all right? You can't do a million things at once. That's just not possible. You need to focus on a specific goal. How does Bill Gates become the guy he is today? Well, when he was a teenager, he planned out the next 10 years of his life, maybe even more, at least 10 years of his life. He mapped it out to a T. He knew exactly what he wanted. He knew exactly where he wanted to be, and he did it. And how did he do that? By mapping it out and focusing on the specific goal that he wanted to achieve. For myself, the specific goal I'm working towards right now is expanding and developing the Clicktool Academy brand and the brand of my marketing campaigns to the best of my ability every single day. I want to constantly be improving what I'm doing. I want to constantly be developing what I'm doing, and I want to be the best at what I do. And because I'm so focused on what I do, I'm able to move forward in that goal. I'm not saying I've achieved that goal per se. I'm saying that I am able to constantly be improving. And if I was also focused on a massive agency project, for example, right now, or doing a consultation for some firm like I've done in the past, I would be too spread out. I wouldn't be able to center in and create the success that I want to create in my most primary goal. And that's something that everyone has to do if they want to succeed, is really focus in. Number 3, again, people don't buy the item. And by that, I mean they don't buy the features. When you're looking at this cup, people aren't paying for the porcelain. They're not paying for the shape of this handle. What they're paying for is the story that it offers, the story of someone sitting there drinking their cup of coffee in a cafe. They're paying for everything that came before and everything that comes afterwards in relation to that. Let me explain with an example. In the early 20th century, it was pretty common for people who were getting engaged to get rings of all kinds, maybe an opal ring, a ruby ring, just, there wasn't a standard. And then the De Boers mining company in South Africa came in with the idea of the diamond ring. And at first it wasn't super popular to use diamond rings, but through their advertisement, through building the story of the most romantic situation is the man proposing with the diamond ring, they were able to create this story that this is what marriage is, this is what engagement is. It's a diamond ring. And by doing that, by building that story, they've completely changed an industry. They've not only changed an industry, they have changed society. And that's something you can do when you sell. When you associate a story with a product, you can change the way people view things. And that's ultimately what we're doing here at the Clicktool Academy, is we are creating marketing campaigns. We're using internet, Facebook marketing to change stories, to change people's opinions on a massive scale. And it's amazing, it's incredible, it's fascinating, and I'd love it for you to stick around, tune in, learn how you can become a part of this growing, developing internet marketing movement, and how you can carve out your own piece in what is soon to be one of the largest industries in the world, if it hasn't already surpassed that point. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you learned something, and check out some of the other videos we have to offer below.